Hi and welcome back to 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏. Today, guys, we're going to start things off by taking a look at Vechain, what's been going on most recently and what I think is likely to happen next. As I get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏. Right, if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. Go ahead and join. It's completely free. I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find. Let's jump right down into this and see what's been going on here with Vechain and what I think is likely to happen next. So as you can see, we had a really good surge upwards, right? This comes from the low areas down here of about 4.4 cent. Essentially, we've moved up nicely to the point where we've actually gone past the 1.618. This makes it an impulsive move on our daily chart. And you can see that just up here, right? So we've had 5 waves coming up here, and we might have to just kind of tweak these around a little bit to kind of articulate this out a little bit. It's more like that, okay? With that third wave being up there. So we have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming here, and then we're into a correction. And I think there's a couple of different things that are actually going on here. So this actually started off life as an impulsive move. In fact, I think it probably is an impulsive move. Let me move that back. I think what we've actually got, is I was right the first time, is the start of a potential move from up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that basically making this a 3, 3, 5 position, it looks like. So I think that's very much a flat correction going on there. And then we are starting something up this side. And so that looks pretty cool. So if we you can't take this point here. So for example, we wouldn't be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, you could, but it wouldn't be the neatest thing. But instead, what I think is actually right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. And then inside here, we clearly have our A, B, C up. And I think there's an A, B, C just inside there, a really small one. So just to mark that up, it's kind of, old history now at this point anyway, but it's good to kind of get an idea of what that is, a 3, 3, 5 correction. And now we're moving on up here. We have a pretty clear move up. We have a bounce come back down towards our area of support. And then we started to move back up again. Now this seems to be one wave, this seems to be another, and there's potentially a little bit more room here. Now I'm going to just zoom in on this, make this a little bit clearer for you guys, so we can see that we had the 5 waves down that completed the move, and then obviously here I think this is actually a big A wave, this is being a B wave. And then this starting out is it's actually, I think, still in the B wave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of some, let's start with a horizontal ray, and I'm just going to put it right there so you can see that one. Then I'm going to get a trend line, and I'm going to draw the trend line just up here, like so. Okay, cool. So we can start to see that we're getting wedged into this triangle right here. I think essentially what we've got is this as an A wave, this as our B wave, and we'll get a C wave that'll come out of here, and that may go impulsive, right? We don't know that for sure just yet, but that's a reasonable good correction coming down here. So it could be that it turns up into 5 waves moving up further. Now this looks like a triangle, so we'll just go ahead and see if we can map that out. And we grab these. Essentially, I think we've got A, we've got B, we've got C coming into about here, D up here, and we're on some kind of E right now. This E will then explode out, and I think our target should be pretty clear. If I grab hold of this, and we just transpose this over to here. Essentially, yeah, our C wave should go out to about 8.6 cent in that range. So I'll quickly just grab a horizontal ray right there, and we'll just mark that up as our target zone, so we kind of get an idea, right? And then, if actually, let me put that back for a sec, because the other thing that we're going to want to mark up is the impulsive trigger point, that being 9.204 approximately. Okay, so straight away we have our C wave high, and then we have a third wave high if we hit this point, okay, converting the entire thing into an impulsive move. Now with that note, we've got a relatively high stochastic RSI, so I'm not anticipating this going into an impulsive mode. I do think this is just going to be a choppy correction, and I think this would probably end up being some kind of A wave, B wave, C wave coming down lower. That's what I kind of think. But if we take a look at the 4-hourly, we've got plenty of room to grow. So it's possible that we stay overbought on the hourly chart for a while. The 8 hours in a pretty good spot, but the daily does need to see a correction. So we're not quite where we need to be, right? We want to see this 4th wave on the daily chart come in, because this 4th wave is going to correct our stochastic RSI on that daily chart. So there's a little bit of work to be done here. This is why I kind of feel that we're probably in more of a choppy move, and we're going to just slowly work our way down Probably, relatively deep, but, we'll have to monitor that situation. The fourth wave corrections, they kind of go anywhere between 14% and 38%. Sometimes they can do deeper, but generally speaking, it's 14% to 38% on the fourth wave. So, we'd be mindful that we could come down deeper, but there's no guarantee of that. We should be mindful that sometimes, we don't necessarily see the full picture. Now, what I can do, of course, is remove this Fibonacci and throw on an additional one, but taking a look at the entirety of this third wave move, and we can get an idea on what that might look like, right? So if I grab hold of my rectangle, I like to just draw on a little rectangular box right here. Okay, this is assuming that we don't set any new highs, of course. So we'd have a low point down here. Now, technically speaking, we're already into this move, right? We've had that pullback from the high. We're into the territory of the fourth wave correction. However, we have not seen this stochastic RSI correct enough, in my opinion. It's possible that we just get the reversal, we just whip this up, we hit the fifth wave high, and then we have that much deeper correction that's going to be required afterwards, and that is always a possibility. So we're always just kind of cautious on this, but I would anticipate we'd come down a little bit lower, and that's kind of what I was talking about here on the hourly chart. Let me actually just remove this Fibonacci. Let's get rid of that. So when we have this high point get hit, which I think will be about 8.6 cent, I would anticipate that this entirety of this move, 5 waves down, 3 waves up, and potentially even 5 waves down, kind of brings us into the deepness of this correction here, right? So as we start to think about where, how low this potentially could go within that fourth wave correction on the daily, this might be enough to actually get it done. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that to see how that one plays out. But we'll move up first and then we'll pull down. That's kind of how I look at it. Not anticipating us to go to impulsive moves up, but if we do, 9.2 cent would be that range. Guys, I'm going to keep this one nice and brief. If you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.